You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruining your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they fucked up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you were a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement?
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise.
Which people forget this was a franchise. It's a couple books.
The whole thing's crazy.
They're fucked.
And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case.
He's going hard in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real motherfuckers to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Yeah, especially a guy like that. It was like known as being like this really sweet, nice guy.
Yep.
And then it's like, all right,
dude, he posted the receipts.
Oh,
he's like, oh, remember our text exchange?
How about she told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding? And then part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. Like, you literally have a text exchange back and forth. They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it, because everyone usually just bows down.
Because everyone's scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds, A-list, Blake Lively, A-list. Like, they're the queens. 20 tickets.
That's like eating.
Joe Rogan just dropped a jaw-dropping bombshell about Blake Lively, and Hollywood is scrambling to do damage control. What started as casual podcast banter took a dark and unexpected turn when Rogan exposed shocking claims about Blake's relationship with Ryan Reynolds. But the real twist? Rogan revealed alleged evidence tying Blake to a secret connection with Justin Baldoni, and now, her carefully crafted public image is unraveling at lightning speed. Insiders are reportedly in panic mode, and the fallout could threaten to derail everything she's built.
Daily Mail is now coming forward and saying the real truth, the heartbreaking truth behind the dramatic look is this. The father of two unveiled his new surprising look last week, shortly after admitting he was exhausted from a year of emotional stress. He's been spending time with his children in Hawaii with his wife, and he debuted this edgy haircut, stark contrast from his character in the movie. Now, sources have revealed after struggling with the huge toll on his physical and mental health, Baldoni was prompted to make big changes. Justin's physical and mental well-being was severely impacted by this. An insider told Daily Mail it's extremely disturbing for him to look back at photos of himself from last summer when all this was going on. Now, look, I can relate to this. I'm sure a lot of you watching can. When you need a change to your emotional state and being and you're stuck, a haircut can actually really do that. If you have your typical look and you actually shave it off or grow it out or dye it or do something crazy to it, it really can change your point of view of, okay, we're starting a new phase. We're doing something else. For the longest time, I had a ponytail through high school, and then I had a moment, and it was a very traumatic, emotional moment for me, and I made a point to cut it all off. I was like, I gotta cut this off.
Did you catch what Joe Rogan really said about Blake Lively? Because if you only skimmed the headlines, you missed the real shocker. On episode 1984 of the Joe Rogan Experience, what started as a casual chat about celebrity power couples took a sharp and unexpected turn. While talking about Blake and Ryan, Hollywood's golden couple known for their cheeky banter and red carpet chemistry, Rogan suddenly dropped a bombshell. He claimed to have seen private texts from Blake Lively herself, messages leaked by insiders that painted a very different picture of her seemingly perfect life with Ryan Reynolds. In one of the messages, Blake allegedly wrote, "I can't keep living in his shadow while pretending everything's perfect." According to Rogan, these weren't just venting texts. They revealed a years-long pattern of frustration, jealousy, and professional rivalry within the marriage. But it didn't stop there. Rogan doubled down, claiming that Blake had been carefully leveraging Ryan's fame to boost her own brand while still maintaining the image of being self-made. "She's playing both sides," he said, calling her out for using Ryan's influence when it suited her, all while insisting she'd built her success alone. The fallout was instant. Clips of the podcast went viral, social media lit up with speculation, and Blake's PR team reportedly went into full damage control mode, offering interviews and calling in favors to spin the story. But the damage was already done. Now, fans are rewatching old interviews, red carpet moments, and social posts with fresh eyes, wondering how much was real and how much was just Hollywood illusion.
Nice guy to a lot of people. Sure, he's clearly got this darker side where he wants to have control of his projects, but in a weird way, with Deadpool, the way he took over Deadpool, I kind of understand where he went, and it seems like he did make amends with Tim Miller, from what I've gathered. So I'm not on the hate Ryan Reynolds train like everybody else, because he may being fed something else. He may, when he took over Deadpool, that really was his character, his voice. Like, he has to own that. Now, I think he could have treated Tim Miller better, of course. I think Tim Miller would admit that as well. But from what I've gathered, Tim Miller is apparently good with all of it. Tim Miller doesn't want to be involved in any of this nonsense. And Tim Miller's not jumping up and down, jumping and saying that, yes, let's torch Ryan Reynolds. Look what he did to me. So I'm not as mad at him. I know everybody else is, and you guys can be, but I'm still hung up on this idea of, like, why is he buying this? Why is he allowed to go? Now, she's the mother of his children. So yeah, that's a fair reason. He's in love with her. They've been together for quite some time. They are seemingly committed to their things. They talk all the time, yada, yada, yada. He is a loyal guy, apparently, unless you're shooting Green Lantern and you're with Scarlett Johansson. But aside from all that, the rumors even there were that she didn't want to have kids, and he did. And so, look, is Ryan Reynolds really that stupid? This is the question I'm asking.
Joe Rogan just dropped a bombshell about Blake Lively that has Hollywood in shock. What started as casual podcast banter took a dark turn when Rogan revealed unsettling truths about her relationship with Ryan Reynolds, and insiders are scrambling to contain the fallout. Rogan claimed that behind their picture-perfect public image, it's Blake, not Ryan, who holds the real power in the relationship. According to multiple sources, Blake reportedly dominates joint meetings, overrides Ryan's input, and even vetoes film roles based on her personal preferences. Behind closed doors, former assistants say she controls nearly every detail of Ryan's public image, from his press responses to his haircuts. Insiders even allege she's had actresses removed from major projects due to jealousy. Rogan's team uncovered texts between Blake and her PR reps, showing her strategy to build her brand while still riding the wave of their power couple status. While Ryan appears to go along with it publicly, some of his close friends say he's been feeling suffocated for years. As the cracks in their carefully curated image begin to show, fans are left wondering, is this Hollywood's favorite love story, or a well-managed illusion with Blake pulling all the strings?
Brandon Schraub and Joe Rogan are talking about the Justin Baldoni case.
Wild. You've been following the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they fucked up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out of the lawsuit, and they're like, you were a key part of this.
This is what you get, though. This is what you get. You're trying to fucking ruin a guy's livelihood by using the Me Too movement.
Because they were trying to take over the movie.
Yeah.
They were trying to take over the movie and the whole franchise. He owned the franchise.
Wait, people forget this was a franchise. It's a couple books.
Fuck,
the whole thing's crazy.
They're fucked.
And he's suing the New York Times, and he's got a great case.
He's going hard in the paint. But that's what it takes.
That's what it takes.
It's like Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He did it for the boys.
Exactly. You got to do it.
You need real motherfuckers to be like, nah, man, I ain't going out like this.
Yeah, especially a guy like that. It was like known as being like this really sweet, nice guy.
Yep.
And then it's like, all right,
dude, he posted the receipts.
Oh,
he's like, oh, remember our tech exchange?
How about she told him to come into the dressing room while she was breastfeeding? And then part of the complaint was that he came into the dressing room while I was breastfeeding. Like, you literally have a text exchange back and forth. They just never thought that anybody was going to come out with the receipts.
Because no one's ever done it, because everyone usually just bows down.
Because everyone's scared.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Reynolds A-list, Blake Lively A-list. Like, they're the queen. 20
that's like eating.
Oh.
That's it. He gets interrupted, but I would love to hear Joe keep going on that because it's such a good point. Yeah, look, we're learning that with our documentary. A lot of people are afraid to come forward and afraid to...
Blake Lively's carefully crafted image may be unraveling, and according to Joe Rogan's explosive podcast revelations, the truth is far more calculated than fans ever imagined. What was supposed to be her big rebrand, It Ends With Us, has reportedly turned into a behind-the-scenes disaster. Rogan sources claim Blake wasn't just starring in the film, she was controlling it. Crew members say she routinely overrode director Justin Baldoni, dictated changes, and even assumed control of romantic scenes, choreography, and camera angles. Private messages reportedly show Blake undermining Baldoni's direction while spinning a victim narrative behind the scenes. One source said, she told him to make it real, then accused him of crossing a line. It didn't add up. And it doesn't stop there. Rogan claims that Blake's need for control extends to her marriage, her family, and even her kids' public presence. Former publicists describe it as privacy theater. carefully timed family reveals, pregnancy announcements, and parenting moments, all aligned with movie releases and business ventures. That sweet photo? That candid red carpet moment? Rogan sources say it's all part of a media playbook. One alleged text even shows Blake planning a family outing exactly 2 weeks before a premiere to maximize press buzz. The deeper you look, the more the facade cracks. This isn't just a story of a Hollywood couple, it's the story of a brand, a media empire built on charm, secrecy, and ruthless strategy. Behind every wholesome post, every playful roast, there may be a power dynamic few saw coming. According to Rogan, Blake Lively isn't just playing the game, she's running it.
Spot on. Brandon and Joe are spot on, and it's just encouraging to see more big personalities, outlets, celebrities just talking about it realistically and not the way Blake and Hollywood is trying to spin it, which a lot in Hollywood are. Now, clearly Joe's not afraid. He says what he wants. He always has. But still, it's still a massive, big platform. And to see him out there talking about it honestly and actually sharing the proper facts can't help Blake and Ryan. They must not like seeing such big personalities and people with so much sway, but being out there calling it out for what it is, because let's be honest, Hollywood doesn't like that. They don't like us being honest. They don't like us telling you the truth. They try to to massage everything into their narratives, right? And that's what these big A-list stars, as Joe's implying, do. Ryan and Blake, as we know, we're trying to cover this up. Ari Emanuel, all these people trying to keep this up and say, oh yeah, believe the woman, believe Blake, she's telling the truth. And it's disgusting. It's disgusting. So kudos to Joe and Brandon for bringing this out. It's nice to see them out there doing it for the boys. Yeah, well, doing it for all of it, I would say. Doing it for all of us, because again, abuse shows no gender, as we learned with Johnny Depp. Women can be bad, men can be bad. Yeah, we should listen to everybody. If they got a complaint, if you're going to come forward and make this complaint, you want to assume they're not lying and making stuff up, but sometimes they're over exaggerating and such, as I think is happening.
Those perfectly timed family moments might have fooled the public, but Hollywood? Not anymore. The illusion is collapsing fast. For years, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds were untouchable. Red carpet royalty. Power couple perfection. But according to revelations shared on Joe Rogan's now infamous podcast episode, that image wasn't built on love and luck. It was built on control, manipulation, and a carefully engineered PR machine. Now, former friends, colleagues, even collaborators are walking away. One prop master claimed he was fired over the wrong lipstick shade. That small spark set off an industry-wide wildfire. Crew members from multiple sets are now sharing their own stories. Explosive overreactions to lukewarm coffee, lighting setups she didn't like, or even minor wardrobe choices. A casting director told Rogan that Blake keeps a never-again list. Over 50 names of people who simply didn't meet her impossible standards. And what about those celebrity friendships? Gone. Once a regular in birthday tributes and group vacations with A-listers, Blake has all but vanished from the inner circle. Social media engagement between the couple and their famous friends has dropped nearly 80% in just 8 months. But here's where it gets truly disturbing. Rogan says he's seen private text messages that expose a cold, calculated strategy behind Blake's every move. Not venting, not gossip, tactical directives. Like one message allegedly planning to overshadow a co-star's press tour by leaking personal news. Or another suggesting they save one of their children's appearances to help boost a summer campaign. Behind the curtain is a network, stylists, publicists, even fellow celebrities, working to shape Blake's public image, plant favorable stories, shift blame, and study her competition. That's right. Rogan's sources say Blake keeps files on other actresses in her age bracket, roles they take, press cycles, weaknesses. This isn't branding, it's war. And Ryan, according to insiders, he's deep in the machinery too. Multiple messages, reportedly.